Good morning, Bob.
Hey, Papa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry I'm so late again, Lee.
Good morning.
All right. Been at work since 5, but this
It's
is
all right.
not going to be.
Well, I'm gonna.
Good morning.
Hey there, Tom. We can hear you great.
Can you guys hear okay? Or can you hear me okay?
We can hear
It's
you
all
great.
good. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Right, I don't hear you that good, but okay.
You
Well, I
can
think
hear
that,
us?
yeah, well, you're getting better.
Okay, I'm here and I hear you perfectly.
We tend to
Oh,
grow
okay.
on you, I
That's
think.
that's all I need to know. Thank you.
Good morning.
Hey, Papa Peanut. How?
Papa Peanut is okay. How are you doing?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Wow, it's amazing.
Hey, Tom, I was mentioning the book because the book made me remember of you. Are you hearing me? You're with your mic off. I was mentioning that book because this monk said that Buddhist monks always when they want to enter like the Buddha moment, they breathe in, and when they breathe out, they smile and they remain quiet, calm, with a smile on their faces. And and I was just picturing you on the top of the mountain, and now I know why he does that, because it's a way to really keep the mind in the oneness concept. They breathe in and they say something. I don't remember right now what is the thing that they say. And then when they breathe out with a smile. It's so beautiful. That's why I was mentioning the book. And good morning, everybody. Lee's getting ready. And if you all had the opportunity ever to see Tom in the screen, Tom always is with a picture of the Sedona Mountains behind him, and he always takes the lessons with his eyes closed and with a smile in his face. So it seems like such a peaceful way of just being present. And I was just remembering him through a book that I was reading yesterday. So good morning, everybody. Let's give some time to Lee.
Well, I'm ready. Why don't we get started? All right. Today's lesson is 176. That's a lesson summary. Again, this is lesson summary of 161 and 162. 161 is Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. And 162 is I am as God created me. And we're going to envelop all of this with God is but love, and therefore so am I. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming this morning. All right, here we go. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I am as God created me. God is but love, therefore so am I. Lesson 176 is a review of lessons 161 and 162. We will begin and end each session with the theme behind this review lesson, which is God is but love, and therefore so am I. The central idea from lesson 161 is Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. Consider how this lesson clarifies and enhances the theme that God is but love, and therefore so am I. Next, review the central theme from lesson 162, which is I am as God created me. How does this lesson clarify and enhance the theme that God is but love, and therefore so am I? Remember to end your session by repeating the general theme that God is but love, and therefore so am I. Throughout your day, remember the words, but go beyond the words. Share the experience of being that love, and you will create a great day for yourself and your world. And that's the short and sweet lesson. I'm going to go back to the first lesson, 161. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. And I will read the notes from that. And get everything going here. I missed a step. Here we go. Now my mates can see too. All right. Long lesson. Good lesson. The notes from lesson 161 from Understanding A Course in Miracles workbook lessons. How to end blame, shame, guilt, and fear with love and forgiveness. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. The natural state of our mind is abstract, yet this lesson tells us that our spirit mind now finds itself in an unnatural state. What do they mean by this? The mind that we share with God is abstract. This means that everything is seen and known to be one. There are no specifics because there is no separation. The abstract knows that truth just is, and nothing else is true. The abstract is all-encompassing, with no exceptions, for there is only the one self. This means that one brother is all brothers, and that every mind contains all minds, for every mind is one. Yet, does your split mind comprehend what this really means? The idea that one brother is actually all brothers seems incomprehensible to our thinking minds. This is because our split mind has taught itself to think in specifics. Our mind is no longer able to grasp abstract concepts like the all-encompassing nature of a oneness of all that is. Because of this unnatural state of our split mind, we now need specifics in order to learn and remember the all-encompassing aspects of ourselves. To better understand what I mean by the mind being unnatural, let us quickly consider what we believe our split mind does. Our split mind allows us to think and make decisions. When we think of what our egoic mind does, we associate the mind with the thinking and decision process. Yet does the mind of God think and make decisions? God does not think. God knows. God does not make decisions for truth, just is. God's will is changeless, so there is nothing to decide. In lesson 152, the power of decision and thinking were both discussed and defined. How they were defined was unusual and needs to be reviewed. Their unusual definitions help clarify why our egoic mind is in an unnatural state. Our egoic mind's function and purpose seems to center around thinking and decision-making. Yet both thinking and decision-making are not attributes of the mind of God. Decision is based on the belief that there is something that is not true, and therefore we could experience the false. To think means you claim you did not know. The power of decision entails thinking, which is the illusion of not knowing. The power of decision is your claim that you could not know what you really are, and that you could have an existence other than as God created you. Below is an excerpt from the notes of Lesson 152. Decision is the belief that there is something that is not true, and therefore we can experience the false. It's the belief that truth has an opposite, and that the opposite of truth is as real as truth itself. The belief that the false exists is only an illusion because truth has no opposites. In time, there is only one decision that we need to make. This decision is the recognition that the truth is true and nothing else is true, which has been defined as salvation. This means that salvation is one decision away. Salvation is simply the acceptance of the truth, or the atonement, the at-one-ment for yourself. The power of decision is your own, because the power of decision is your belief that the false can exist and has the ability to change the truth of what God created, as God created it. The power of decision only appears to exist within the delusional mind that believes the false is real. The power of decision is not an attribute of God. God is truth, and truth just is. Nothing opposes truth, for nothing else is real. In time, it appears that we have a decision to make, because we believe that the false is real. In reality, a decision for the false is no decision at all, because to choose the false is a decision to choose nothingness. Since nothingness cannot change what is real, a decision for nothingness has no effect, and therefore is ultimately no decision. There's only one choice available, which is truth, because truth has no opposites. To think is to claim that you do not know. Thinking comes from the belief that there is both truth and truth's opposite. The ego is arrogant and believes that it can think because it claims it doesn't know the truth of who you really are. The power of decision entails thinking, which is the illusion of not knowing. The power of decision is your claim that you could not know what you really are, and that you could have an existence other than as God created you. That's the end of the excerpt from the notes of 152. So how did we get into this unnatural state of mind? The egoic mind does not look on everything as one. Instead, the egoic mind believes the separation to be real. The ego takes parts from the indivisible whole and invents a partial world that our senses currently see. Our split mind has made these specifics by perceiving the whole to be fragmented into separate, autonomous parts. It then uses our senses to selectively observe the parts of the whole that it wishes to perceive as our reality. Our senses are thought confirmation devices designed to confirm only what our egos wish to see and hear.
Billy,
Our ego.
can you please read that paragraph again? I think it
Sure.
explains cherry picking, and I'm seeing it a little bit differently than usual. Thanks.
Oh man, it pisses me off when my kids cherry pick. I gotta tell you, I got this big, huge bag of trail mix, and damn if my son did not pick every M&M out of that bag and leave everything else for everybody else. All right, our split mind. Our split mind, you know what? Let me go back one more. Our egoic mind does not look on everything as one. Instead, the egoic mind believes the separation to be real. The ego takes parts from the indivisible whole and invents a partial world that our senses currently see and think is the truth. Our split mind made these specifics by perceiving the whole to be fragmented into separate autonomous parts. It then uses our senses to selectively observe the parts of the whole that it wishes to perceive as our reality. Our senses are thought confirmation devices designed to confirm only what our egos wish to see and hear. Sounds bad, but it's actually our trapdoor out. Your ego only sees and hears a partial world and ignores the wholeness that's the truth. Because of your ego's belief that the separation is real, your split mind has lost its ability to grasp the abstract. Yet, if we choose to give the ego specifics over to the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit can use those same specifics and reframe their purpose to teach us the truth. Instead of witnessing for fear, the Holy Spirit can reinterpret these events through the eyes of love. The ego and the Holy Spirit teach from different points of view. One teaches separation, and the other teaches oneness. The Holy Spirit uses the ego's specific symbols of fear to teach oneness, and that your mind is joined with all minds. Every mind is part of the shared holographic mind of God. Because the ego thinks in specifics, it can no longer grasp the abstract one self. We need the help of the Holy Spirit, who knows both the abstract truth and also that our mind perceives and thinks in specifics. Having the complete picture, the Holy Spirit can change the purpose of the ego's specific events so that we can begin to remember the truth. Fear arises of our belief in specifics. Specifics support our belief in separation and birth the idea that one can gain from another's loss. If there was just a oneness, your brother's loss would be your own. Without the illusion of specifics, there would be nothing to fear, since there would be only the unity of the one self. The body symbolizes a concrete form of fear. Bodies can attack and be attacked. Without the body, which symbolizes separation, there would be nothing to attack, because the natural state of mind is the abstract one self. Hate is specific, for you must perceive something to attack. The ego projects its own fears from within its mind into an illusionary outer world of specific forms. It sees your brother's body as separate from itself and then attacks, hoping to destroy your brother, which has become the symbol of the ego's own fears. The ego believes that ideas do leave their source, and therefore erroneously believes its attacks upon another are not attacks upon itself. Do not see your brother as a symbol for your own ego's fears. Use the Holy Spirit's gift of Christ vision to look past the body and behold the sinless and guiltless nature of all. When you see your brother as the Christ, you will ask for your brother's blessing instead of using his body as a symbol for your fears. The Holy Spirit can use your brother as a specific symbol for the truth of your holiness. With the Holy Spirit's vision, you can see before you a witness for forgiveness and union. And those are the notes from 161. Tom's question from these notes are: your egoic mind is engaged in thinking and decision making. Your ego's goal is to make the false appear real and the truth appear false. Is this the type of teacher that you would freely follow? All right, Tom, I'm going to shut everything down so you can talk. Thank you very much. Tom, I think you might still be on mute, sir.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Can.
Yeah. Okay. So today, what I want to explore is this idea of decision making, thinking, the idea that you don't know what you are, that you could be something other than as God created us. So, uh, lesson 176 says that, obviously the central idea is God is only love and therefore so am I. Lesson 162 is I am as God created me. And lesson 161 says, give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. So, what we're going to do today is to look at that idea of giving, asking for, give me your blessing, the Holy Son of God, and see if we can get back to that idea that we must be as God created us. There's two thought systems. They talked about decision making and thinking. Decision is the idea that there's something other than the truth, that the false could be real. So uh, that idea birthed the idea of separation. It birthed the idea of sin, guilt, and fear. And that is what we've been brought up in our society to perceive ourselves to be. So this lesson asks us to give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. What does that mean? So why don't you get in a comfortable position and just begin to become aware of your essence and your breath. And the general thought is God is only love, and therefore so am I. And as we become aware of our essence, our light, become as we breathe in the love of God, the energy, the life force that surrounds, permeates, that is part of us, that is part of everything. For light is energy, and that is what you are, an individuated aspect of consciousness. And in time and space, we perceive that there could be something other than the truth. We believe that we could be somehow separate from that one self, that energy, that life. As you breathe in life, energy, light, see your essence grow brighter as you send forth that same light, that same truth of what you are. The love of God in, I extend the love of God out. As your light becomes brighter, you notice that there is really no individuated aspects of light. They're all part of one bright shining sun. And you are part of that one self, that sun, beaming out brightly. Now we're going to explore the idea of what it means to give and ask for the Son of God's blessing, to see through Christ's vision. And as we are aware of our essence, look and try and find a body, a costume. It could be your body. It could be someone else. It could be the universal body of a symbol for the man, for form. Just see a body, a costume. And let's look at that costume through the eyes of the ego. And as we look upon that body, be it your own, some symbol of the totality of this separation, this costume, look at it and notice that when you look through the eyes of separation, the light seems to grow dim, seems to, matter of fact, fade away, be obscure, be clouded over. And as we look at that body, that costume, it seems to obscure the truth that is behind the light. Like in a solar eclipse, the moon crossing over that sun, the truth of what we are. And as the moon crosses over the sun, the light grows dimmer. And eventually, the sun, that light, as the body costume covers it, seems to even disappear. And no light radiates from that sun. This is the mindset of the egoic self. This is the mindset of our society, that you're separate, that you're not as God created, that you are guilty, a sin, that there's something wrong with you, that you have to earn God's blessing. You have to earn your redemption. You have to earn your divine birthright because your light has gone out. Your light has disappeared. And now you, as decision maker, gonna ask to give me that light back, to be and to actually bless the Holy Son of God. And as we give that costume and what's behind that costume, our blessing of the truth of what we are, we start realizing that this game token, this belief in separation, is kind of like a bunch of clay that we've placed on top of that truth, that light bulb, that essence, that sun that is emanating forth the truth. And what we're going to do as we give the blessing, we're going to start peeling off the clay, the crap that we've placed upon our brothers and sisters, ourselves, so that it appears that our light or our sister's light has gone out. And as we extend the blessing to that individuated aspect of the one self, we start peeling off the clay, the crap, the misinformation, the misperceptions of the truth of what we really are. And we do this for ourselves, for our sisters, for our brothers, for all that God created. And we start bringing it back into the oneness of that one self. And as we look at that light bulb that's covered with all the crap of the beliefs of separation, of guilt, sin, fear, we start seeing that this light is somehow starting to emanate from behind this game that we call the body, that's covering up the truth of our essence. And with the hope, the help of the Holy Spirit, let's take out a chisel and start removing, wiping away the crap that we've imposed by our belief in separation. Let's carefully start wiping off the belief in sin. And as we brush off that crap, a part that was covering it is chipped off, and we start seeing some light emanating from the sun. It's just a ray, but as we continue to explore and make decisions for the truth and start removing the idea that you could be something other than as God created you, there's more and more light. The opaqueness of the light is starting to dissipate, and the rays of light are shining out bright. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. And as we remove that idea of sin, let's chip away the belief in guilt, that we could have done something to harm another, that we could have done something that would cause God, a God of only love, to somehow cease that life force, that flow, that light that you are, and somehow could cause it to cease. And as we drop that guilt, we see that light, the truth of what you are, growing brighter and brighter. And now a lot of the gunk, the crap that was obscuring the truth is starting to fade away. Let's look and chip away at the idea of lack. And as we chip that away, as lack disappears, the light becomes more strong. It emanates out. And now there's basically very little darkness in that individuated aspect of the one self, which is what we truly are. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God, and let's chip away at the idea of fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is the belief that you lack the creative power to handle a given situation. Fear is the idea that you don't know the truth of what you really are. You are light. And as that belief that you could be something other than as God created you, that light bursts forth. And now there is just the sun, one ball of light emanating out. And we see that all there is light. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. we see is light, the truth of what you are, what I am, one indivisible part of the whole sun, energy, light. You are that light. I am that light. No separation. The decision has been made to reclaim the divine birth that we all share. We are created perfect, whole, and complete, part of the oneness of all that is. We've made the decision to bless our brothers and sisters and to receive that same blessing. For when you give, you receive. And as we see that costume now becoming clear, transparent, and no longer blocking the truth of what you realize, that we are the sun, we are the light, we are the son of God. God cause, we affect, two sides of one inseparable coin, indivisible, the one self. You are light. God is only love, and you are that, because that is what we share with God. You are the light. You, following the guidance of the truth, the way show, the Holy Spirit, the Christ vision, you light your, and you, by holding that vision, can help the minds that see themselves as separate, that have bought into the idea that they could be something other than the truth, perfect. You, by blessing them, have helped them remove that crack, that belief, separation. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. And now there is just the truth, the oneness, the light, no separation, just light, sun. That is the truth. That is what you. I am as God created, perfect, whole, and complete, no separation, just light, no decision to be made except the truth of what we, God's treasure. And as you look at your essence, you see that you are the light, that there is no separation. All that there is sun, all bright, total. Just start moving back into the time space continuum, the world of space, up, down, the dimensions of physicality, realizing that the game token we call the body is not the truth. The game token we call the body is a neutral communication device that lets us, as individuated aspects of the one self, play in the game of separation and demonstrate and hone our skills as to being that light and asking only what would love have to do. And as we do that, we hold out the light for our sisters, our brothers, for all our world, our society, to see the truth of what they really part of the one self, the illusion of separation, God. And as you become aware of the God is love, and therefore I am open. I accept the love. I extend the love, and I extend that life, that truth to my world. My world is a reflection, and I make the decision not to mistake a game token, a costume that allows us to play and hold a space on this time space game board of learning what love would have us do and demonstrating and being that. We will not mistake today the game token to be the truth of what you or I really are. We'll see past that with the vision of Christ and bless our sister, our world with the truth. We will remember to laugh and enjoy this game of honing our skills and being the light for our. And with that thought, taking a deep breath. God is only love, and I am that love. God is only love, and I am only love. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, and all of creation is only. And with that, now we should take a deep breath, and let's do a little microcosmic work. Bring the energy up through the body, the front of the legs, back, up the spine, over the crown chakra, the front, down the back of the legs, the soles of the feet. And as we reach the soles of the feet, send a energy lightning bolt down through the soles, regrounding yourself in this physical dimension of form, the world of perception, and reground yourself in this dimension, remembering the truth that you are light, you are the love. And when you feel grounded, just take a deep breath and open your eyes, knowing that today we will look with the vision of Christ and bless our world with the truth of what we really are. Today we reclaim our divine inheritance. The God in me recognizes the God in. Create a great day for yourself and your work. Namaste.
Namaste, Tom. Thank you. That was wonderful. I hope everybody got what they needed. We're here to kind of support each other and help. And so today I feel supported by you guys, just showing up, helping me make this space safe for us to practice some truth and then bring it out to the world. Today, lesson 176. I hope it helps. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
After that, the only thing that comes to mind is, what else can I say? It's that is the penultimate of the abstract. It's taking the the furthest view from everything to take everything in. And even as it does that, there's still only one thing that it takes in. And the challenge, of course, is to keep that handy. Remember that that is all we are, this love thing. And that's all we're supposed to do. So when we start to divide things up, and this is this, that's that, the other is the other, we get divisions, we get political parties, we get all kinds of things that separate. And then we go for that low hanging fruit, and we think that we've got perfect bucket of truth that has just this fruit that we put in it, and forget that we are the bucket as well as the fruit. And there's a lot more fruit there that is also very real and needs to be taken into account if our purpose and directions are going to be fruitful for us. These reviews are keeping us focused on the bigger picture, that abstract picture that the reading referred to. And that keeps us in a better place. Because when we find that things are wrong, we need to retreat to that abstract and say, okay, this little deal over here just did not work right. Is this part of the whole, or is this something I imagined could or should be part of the whole? And sometimes it has to be eliminated because we thought it was going to be part of the whole, but it doesn't fit. Like a jigsaw puzzle, no matter how hard you try, and I'll bet everyone here has done it at some point, to make one piece fit where it doesn't want to fit, can't be done. Can't be done. Either we accept the whole truth or just don't bother. The people who create wars use just the opposite of what we're talking about to create wars. They differentiate, and then they try to hide the whole truth and just show a certain part so that they can confuse the enemy. That's how wars are fought all the time. You think they're coming from the north? Well, they're coming from the east. Um, the truth is they're coming. And when there is a war and people are engaged in a war, it's not going to turn out good. So we try and stay out of war by unifying ourselves. And we need to unify ourselves. It's a better world when we are one. I don't think there's anyone listening here that wouldn't agree with that. So it's obvious when we take the time to abstractly look at the whole picture of our life and say there are some things here that just don't fit right. And we need to change a few things. And always in the direction of love, not the other direction. A lot of good stuff in today's meditation. Thank you very much. Those are my thoughts.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. It makes
You're
me
welcome.
remind. It makes me
Here come the
remember. What?
Adriana sits next to the window, which is open where the birds are. So when you come in,
Ah, yes.
you hear all the tweeting.
You hear more the tweeting than my voice?
Yeah.
It's
Oh
all
my
good.
God,
No,
honey,
Gracie,
look the
I mean,
cardinal.
he's here again.
Oh my
Okay.
That's
God.
it's Adriana's boyfriend, the cardinal.
Oh, look at him. Oh my God, that bird is amazing. I love that bird. Well, um, and I had a dream last night with a cardinal, and it was so beautiful. Oh, there he is. And he's gonna start tweeting. So, well, I was going to say that you made me remember something that Deepak Chopra said in an interview that he was having with Marianne Williamson. And he says, when you are love in action, the whole world supports you. He's in a stage in his life where he already surpassed all the trying to do this work better in his mind, and he now understands that simply the world is madness. And when you agree with that without putting any resistance to it, you get to be okay no matter what. The world is madness, is your madness. So there's nothing that you can do outside of you to end word, because the word doesn't come from anybody else's. The word comes from your own thought process of thinking that you are apart from anything and everybody. So I was talking about this with an aunt in Colombia that is really frustrated because the new president that Colombia has comes from the left party, and he was a former guerrillero. So it was really for many people in my country that were really uh, yeah, in the right side of the politics. They are really having a hard time now believing that the country is going to be okay. But the truth is that you will always have you will always have politicians. You will always have somebody outside trying to just make things on their own way, and you cannot control anything outside. You cannot put that people down. You cannot shut the opinions, the extremists. There will always be an antichrist, if you want to call it like that. There will be always one that is showing you madness, because the madness is within our hearts right now, thinking that we are apart. So the only thing that one mind can do is just a dream. Yes, this world is madness. So my participation in this world, it's gonna be just love. And what that means, that anything that you do in your reality, during your day, the moment that you are awake, has to be awareness of who is the driver there. Because if the driver is anger, envy, jealousy, discomfort, so you are not really having a good time, right? So what is the driver in your mind right now for having the thought process that you're having? If you're having a perception of something that it's wrong, what is wrong there? Is wrong what they are doing, or is wrong what you are thinking of them? Politicians are going to be politicians, and that's okay, because the world is duality. There has to be shadows, because the world is a perception of a separation that never existed. So we will always have different kind of examples on that in duality. So in face of light, darkness just disappears. If you said, give me your blessing, Holy Son of God, and you said that within your mind, even to, I don't know, Hitler, something will come up, because it's not about the Hitlers in the world. It's about your perception of the world. The world doesn't need to be saved. Just be aware of what is going on within yourself with the world of madness, so you can make up your mind again and decide again what you want to feel. Do you want to feel the ego, the anger, the hate? You cannot kill them. They will always appear. The mind is part of your body. You will wake up in the morning and the mind will start to think. So in those things, in those process of thinking, if you have this kind of discomfort and all of those things, you cannot fight them. The only thing you can do is being aware of them. And when you are aware of them without attaching to them, then they will begin to disappear because they don't define you. Those thoughts doesn't define you. If you are in a difficult situation and you're feeling despair and you're feeling alone and you're asking for help outside of you at the level of the form and you're not getting anything, is because you are placing your attention in the wrong direction. You're placing your attention in the horizontal way of thinking that will always give focus to the past or the future and the people outside of you. So everything that gives you those kinds of feelings and it doesn't seem to be working, like, I don't know, the brain, is because you really are thinking that God is not your father or God is not yourself. So when you pray towards God, thinking that you are these little people that God might not be hearing because He's very busy with the hunger people in Africa, and you place your praying like being that littleness, you're making God little, and therefore you will feel like God is just a busy person that doesn't care for you. But if you place your prayer with the full acceptance that the world is madness, that you're part in this kind of play, and you ask God that is among everything, even the Hitlers in the world, and you ask God with the recognition that you are part of His own self and ask for help. You will not ask for help for things in the materialistic world. You will ask God for help for your heart to feel at ease with everything that is happening and give you the strength to just be present with the full concepts of God. I mean, it's not about asking money, it's not about asking for help, it's about asking, how can I live at peace with what I'm going on, with what is going on in my life? How can I find your support in what I am perceiving? We don't we don't get to ask like materialistic things, because yeah, you may have it because you are also creating your own reality. But if you really are understanding A Course in Miracles, you will ask for a change on your perception. You
Yes.
can change anything outside. You will ask for a change on your perception. That's the only thing that can be done to end war, because the war outside is the war inside of you, fighting the
Yes.
reality that you are living. So, um, the type of teacher that I will freely follow is the one that has been always there, and I am the one that has been resisting to it. So,
Yes.
so it's just looking at the sun and understanding that everybody else that I see with my eyes is part of that same light, but as I am seeing it between the sun and myself, the only thing that I need to do is turn them over like if they were part of me, so they can as well be facing light, being in the position of facing light, because everybody is just one thinking that is a part. So, well, I wanted to share this out of the out of the out of the discussion today, and I think that will be my sharing. And have a wonderful day. I will have a beautiful day today too. We are having a beautiful event today at the afternoon
That
with
was
a
as
Miss.
beautiful as you are.
Thank you. We are going to have a
Woo.
marriage of a young, beautiful woman that is taking her life, her time in earth in the most fulfilling way. And I'm gonna be part of it because God wants it. I don't know this girl, but I have known her through Lee and through his ex-in-law, and she is a holy person. And I'm gonna meet a holy person today. She's perfect, holy, and complete, and she's getting married today, and I get to be part of it. And that's how I want to see her today, being this holy person, and I'm gonna keep her in my mind like that. So have a beautiful day, everybody.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Adriana. That was great. Well, my friends, it's a Saturday morning in the summer, and you know what that means? Churches are mostly empty in the summer and it's summertime, so people don't go to church as much, and that's totally fine. We started our day and done what we needed to do, and I know we're going to make a great day. I really appreciate each and every one of you being here, and welcome to the middle of summer. I think yesterday, maybe today is the solstice, but we have nice long days, so enjoy them.
Whenever we say that your world is a reflection of you, that's not necessarily the outer world, the mass collective consciousness, uh, or the planet as a whole. That's your inner world. That's your inner circle. You can live on this warring planet and still have a world, an inner world of peace and calmness and happiness by holding the truth that this world has no ability to cause you to lose your inner peace. So whenever I say, create a great day for yourself and your world, I'm really talking about your world of inner harmony. That's the thing that you have total control over. The world outside, the mass collective consciousness, this planet, you have to realize that this planet on the mass collective conscious level is created with the idea of proving the separation, of being a place that fear seemed to be real, lack seems to be real. And whenever we say, my world is a reflection of me, and if you want to maintain your inner peace, you need to look with the vision of Christ and realize that you're a spiritual being having an earthly experience. And as the Course in Miracles says, remember to laugh a lot because there's nothing this on this stage that can cause you to lose your inner peace, uh, unless you so allow it, forget to laugh, and make the illusion appear real. Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't know what else we could do to make a better day, but I feel fantastic, and I hope you all do too. So I'm going to let the music play us out, and if anybody wants to say anything, you're welcome to, but I guess we're going to close this room here, so you'll have to say it somewhere else. I'm just kidding.